Yes,
Okay.
I can. Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry I can't be there in person. We are preparing for a hurricane in South Florida, so it's a little scary here. I think there are just several key factors that I want to comment on in terms of communicating research results. One key factor, I believe, is in terms of initial expectations. I think it's very important to set up realistic expectations that are accurate and comprehensible in the consent process, not only in terms of the goals of the trial and the protocol, but also in terms of what to expect with respect to communication of results. This includes how the results will be communicated and when. So it's the form as well as the process. And in terms of the actual communication, I think there are several, obviously, and I'm sure my fellow panelists will comment on this, several important issues. One is the format. How is this going to be done? Is it going to be personalized using something like a phone call, a letter, or an email? Or is it going to be through the media and public announcement? Obviously, that depends on the nature of the user or the participant and of the nature of the study results. Data that is available suggests that people prefer to receive their results not just through public information, but also through personal contact. A second, I think, huge consideration is the readability and the importance of having non-technical lay language, and the timing of the reporting of the results is important. And also something to think about is, are there any next steps that need to be taken? For example, if someone has been on a medication that's going off, what can they expect? Where can they obtain additional resources should they need to? And some reassurance, I think, about issues of privacy. I think overall what needs to be done is there needs to be a communication plan needs to be developed at study conception. And I don't think putting results at the end in clinicaltrials.gov is sufficient in terms of research participants, because it requires that not only will people should the participants have access to a computer and the internet, but also they have skills to search the internet, navigate through clinicaltrials.gov. So I think that's insufficient. So I think the development of the communication plan, as I said, it should be done up front and thought of as part of the research protocol. And I think it needs to carefully consider the characteristics of the user population in terms of literacy, health literacy, knowledge about the topic that's the focus of the research. And in some cases, which is a population that we deal with in our research, such as older adults, one may also need to consider cognitive and functional status, and perhaps a family caregiver. The thought is there someone else besides the actual participant that might need to be informed of the results, and that obviously would have to be part of the consent process. And I think that plan should be, just like with any research protocol, pilot tested ahead of time. And I think if we do this, it really reinforces part of the plan should also, I think, reinforce the efforts of the participants and the importance of their participation in research projects. I think they need to somehow know how much their efforts are meaningful to answering important scientific questions. And I think that will go a long way to help build public trust in the research process. So those are my initial comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.